And we're going to continue now into some of the breathing postures to facilitate the energy accumulation in your dantian. So let's first put our hands on our abdomen. And this is the most basic posture, just with your mouth closed. Visualize your dantian, visualize that point of light in your abdomen. And just take a few breaths down into your lower abdomen. And you want to keep your shoulders and chest relaxed as you breathe in and out. And as we're breathing to the abdomen, you want to have your mouth closed and your tongue touching the roof of the mouth for the most part. So you're breathing in and out through your nose. Okay, so now the next posture, we're going to bend our knees, put our feet flat, and then touch the knees together. And this one you can have your hands on your abdomen or your hands at your sides. But this one, especially if you're practicing these earlier in the morning, when your body's stiff and hasn't woken up quite yet, it's really helpful to practice rolling your knees like this, or just circling your knees. And you can move your feet, you can let your feet slide. But this really helps loosen up your hips and also stretches out your lower back. And it just, in general, it gets the energy flowing down into your hips and your lower back. And oftentimes you'll hear your lower vertebrae just kind of click into place after doing this for a minute or two. And you can go the other way. So this series of postures we're going to go through is called Integrative Breathing. And integrative is another word just to describe that characteristic of Qigong, that it combines the movement or the posture with your breathing and with your intention. So this posture, this basic posture is called the accumulation posture or the restorative posture. And this is one of the ideal places to start because it flattens your lower back on the mat. So it takes away the curve and it takes away any strain in your lower back. And that's also an ideal position to breathe comfortably into your belly. And so with this one, your hands on the abdomen, you breathe to the belly. And what's important to practice to integrate with this is you press your feet down when you breathe, and that's going to curl your hips up a little more, or curl up your tailbone. So you press the feet down. Again, that flattens your lower back, and then you inhale. And as you exhale, you can relax your hips back to the floor. And you're going to see throughout this exercise too, just the importance of rocking left and right. So with the rocking, what integrative breathing does is it helps accumulate qi in the abdomen, helps facilitate abdominal breathing, but then it also is going to help us move one vertebrae at a time up our spine. And the best way to do that, just like the best way to climb a mountain, is not to just bend the spine straight, but just to kind of go up and back and forth as you climb the mountain or as you move up through your spine. So you'll see how that works as we continue. But this is one of the best restorative postures. So you push down, breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Push down and you inhale. Breathe out and relax. You'll also see just left to right, but it's also just vibration itself, like that 8th brocade shaking the pillars. It's integrated with all of these. So pushing down, breathe in. Breathing out. Relax the feet. So just in this posture alone, you could spend 10 or 15 minutes just in this posture, but usually I'll just spend maybe 2 or 3 minutes in each of these different postures. But if you're sick or if your back hurts or something like that, then you can stay longer in this position. Okay, so we're going to continue and build off of these. So the next one, you're going to raise one leg up and you're going to lift your opposite arm up. Okay, and this one has a similar pattern. So again, we're breathing to the belly, and you're going to press the left foot down in this case here, and you draw that right foot up and out, and then as you relax, you extend the right leg out and back in. So press the left foot down and pull up, and then out, and then release. And you can adjust your feet according to your comfort level, but pressing, pulling in, feel that spine curve again, and then out. So you feel the tailbone lifts off the ground a little bit. And your shoulders and your chest stay relaxed. Now we integrate the breathing, so as you press, you breathe in. And then as you extend, you breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Shoulders and chest relaxed. So in all of these postures, as we breathe into the abdomen, we're sending the breath down. But what that does actually is it sends the chi and the energy up the back of your spine. So this is a visualization you can practice. That breath in, energy rises up the back of the head, and then as you breathe out, energy descends down the front and to the dantian, even all the way down to the root chakra. But at first, remember, you practice the form. Integrate the breathing. And then you can practice visualizing and feeling the energy. Alright, and then you can switch legs, so you can put the foot down, hand to the belly, raise the other leg up, and then opposite arm, and then we press the right foot down and breathe in, fill up the belly, and breathe out. So with this kind of breathing, this is phase 2 breathing. If you're reading the quadrant, which details all these exercises in a book format, but this is phase 2 breathing, breathing down into the abdomen. Phase 1 is chest breathing primarily, but in phase 2 we're emphasizing accumulating. So you can sometimes even hold your breath, because we're really emphasizing filling up and expanding the capacity in the abdomen. So it's really the inhale that's emphasized in phase 2, whereas it's the exhale in phase 1 that we emphasize more. So deep belly breaths. And you feel that massage around your left hip and your lower back, like the lower 3 or 4 vertebrae in your spine. They're getting massaged as it curls up and then settles back down. So you're warming up that lower back. Shoulders and chest relaxed. All right, and then you can lower the foot down, hand on the abdomen. And then you can always, between postures, go back to the restorative posture or accumulation posture, just to rest and just to envision the energy again. This one, since it's such a basic posture, it's better suited to utilize your imagination and your visualization. So as you press the feet down and you inhale, imagine the energy rising up the back of the spine and up to the top of the head and over the forehead, and as you breathe out, down the front of the body, relaxing your chest, down to the abdomen and the root. A couple more breaths like that. And another visualization that you can utilize is like in separating heaven and earth. Each time you're breathing in, energy rises up the back, but also your spine's gonna stretch like an accordion. So as you push the feet down and inhale, imagine the 2 poles of your vertebrae stretching apart. Your spine breathing and then breathing out. Kind of settles back in on itself. All the vertebrae scrunch back together again. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the charging posture. This one is also known as sleeping tiger or dead cockroach. But this is really one of my staple exercises too. So if I just have time to do one breathing posture, it's this one. And I like to call it sleeping tiger or charging posture, one of those. So your hands come up, your knees and ankles are about shoulder width apart. And if you want to make it easier, if you're just starting, your feet are going to come up a little bit. That puts less strain on your lower back. To make it more challenging, you're going to stretch your feet out further and further. So the palms flat and face up, shoulders relaxed. And before I start this, I usually just rock the body up and down a little bit just to loosen up the spine. So we use that vibration. So the brocades, if you practice those and you remember all of them, they're kind of like the palette that you use for all of your other exercises, so that you'll always see that vibration come into play in all of these exercises. So then we just hold it here, and I think of this, we have external chakras on our palms, energy centers, and on the soles of our feet. It's like we're plugging into the cosmos, into the universal energy field, and we're just plugging in, and that energy just flows from the feet down into the dantian, and from the hands down into the abdomen. And this one is rough when you're first starting. It's a torture on your hip flexors or your lower back, but once you break through then it's not that hard after a while. You just kind of need to break through the 10-minute marker. Once you can hold it for about 10 minutes, then it's always pretty easy. But what this does is it really trains your lower abdomen. So you're forced essentially to breathe to your belly, or you can't maintain this posture. And the challenge after you begin to breathe to the belly is keeping your shoulders and your chest relaxed. And you can still utilize those visualizations, the spine expanding as you breathe in. And you can always utilize vibration. You don't want to strain too much in any one part of your body for too long. And you keep sending your breath down to the belly. So remember to help facilitate your abdominal breathing, your mouth's closed, tongue touching the roof of your mouth. And what becomes more and more important as you keep progressing is that attention, your mind visualizing that point of light in your dantian. And you'll feel those energy centers, like in your palms, just start to pulsate with energy, or the soles of your feet. Charging your battery. It's like you're plugging in your cell phone, you're plugging into the universe. So again, you can hold this. I recommend building so you can hold this at least 10 minutes. It's like a minimum that will help remove blockages in your hips and not hamstrings, but hip flexors, lower back, abdomen. But while you're doing this too, every so often just shake, because it brings so much energy to your core that you want to keep the blood flowing in your hands and feet. So you shake it out, and then you rock your spine. Because like I said, it is torturous in the beginning depending on your body condition, but the point is not the torture. So shaking and vibrating helps release the pain, makes it a little easier. You can also just put your feet against a wall. You put your feet flat against a wall and get used to the position. So we'll just hold it another minute or so. And then also you keep your face peaceful and in a nice, content smile, even though your legs might be burning or shaking uncontrollably. The shaking's good. The shaking's great when it just happens without you forcing it. All right, fun posture number 2. So this one builds on the charging posture. I like to call this next one the supercharging posture. So what we do, we put our feet straight up as much as we can. So our feet together, palms facing up to the sky. Your hands can kind of hang out anywhere that's comfortable, but in general, I like to keep the hands lower than the shoulder level, and that helps keep the energy down in the dantian as opposed to floating up to the head. And when I start this one, it's great to just draw circles. If you keep holding these stationary, that's when they really start to burn. But moving keeps the energy circulating. And this is another great massage for your lower back. Shoulders relaxed, and then you can switch directions. I think I switched directions. Okay, and so for this one too, drawing the figure 8 helps you do a little bigger loop. So you can go down, up, and the breathing here really helps too. So right when you come up, you're going to breathe in, and then breathe out. Inhale and exhale. So you kind of feel that along the side of your spine. And then you can go the other way. Just helps stretch the middle and lower part of your back. Oh, I messed up my figure 8. Okay, and then you can just kind of hang out. Pull those toes back towards your body as much as you can. Breathe to the belly. And just let that chi sink down into your hips and your lower dantian. Breathe to the belly and feel your spine stretch. Shoulders and chest relaxed, and really inflate the belly. And just let it burn. Burn out the stagnation. And this one again is good to practice up against a wall. No pain on that one, no burning, not as much anyway. Okay, and then shake it out. Shaking is great. Feel your hands and your feet. Rotate your shoulders. All right, and then we can go back to our best friend, the restorative posture. So our feet flat, knees touching, hands on your belly. And just breathe. Sometimes you can just hold this posture and just breathe naturally, especially if you've been practicing one of the more challenging postures. Or you can go back and rotate the knees. And feel your dantian. So you'll be happy again to rest in the restorative posture. Taking a few breaths. Pressing the feet down when you breathe in. And relaxing as you breathe out. And you can feel, especially after doing the charging posture, that your belly's hot and that it's much easier to take a deep, full breath into your belly. All right, so we're going to go, now remember all of these, you could finish your work on the mat right there. And you could finish with maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes of just abdominal breathing. Or you can continue to go through these postures. But you want to have one, at least, posture like this one, or like the charging posture, where you're holding that and building up that strength and capacity for your dantian. So the next one, these will fluctuate between postures that accumulate and postures that circulate. So this next one is more of a circulatory breathing posture, and it's called the bridge, and it just builds from the restorative position. So this one, your feet can come a little closer, and your hands can either stay on the abdomen or rest at your side, it doesn't really matter. And you're going to just lift your vertebrae up off the floor one at a time, and then lower them down. And so this is really helpful because your mind is going to follow this movement, and adjust your feet as necessary, but you're just going to go little by little, one vertebrae at a time, and you're just kind of swaying your hips left and right as you do this, just like I was saying, how you're walking up the mountain, back and forth like that. And at first, don't worry about your breathing. But keep your shoulders relaxed, and then lower your vertebrae back down. So you get to give your vertebrae a great massage this way. And then you can also kind of curl back, like kind of dig your hips into the floor and bring that curve into your spine. And then come back and walk your way up spine mountain. Shoulders relaxed. And then down. So those previous postures are building up the chi. It's like the foundation, your lower back, lower abdomen. And then this one is bringing that energy up. So it's more actively through your posture, bringing the energy and blood flow up your spine. And then you can integrate your breathing with it. So as we go up, you're going to breathe in as you press your feet down. And again, be really relaxed and just kind of natural and playful in this posture, because there's really no right or wrong way to do it other than listening to your body. And then as you breathe out, you'll go back down. And you can breathe in and out along the way as well. Just breathe naturally. And again, what's most important is that you're listening to your body. Remember, it's the movement and the form first. If you really feel your body, in the movement, then you're going to breathe naturally. Your body knows how to breathe. Just want to keep intending to breathe down into your belly. So the other thing you can do in this posture is you can hold the position at any degree. And you can massage your neck and your upper back. And when you're holding the posture, again, you want to make sure you're breathing down into the belly. Shoulders and chest relaxed. And this is going to bring the energy further and further up the spine, and obviously the blood flow is going to flow up to the neck. And so it's helpful too if you just kind of turn your head left and right. But you gotta keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathing to the belly. And I highly recommend not holding these postures for too long, especially as you're starting. Just a minute or two and then coming back down. And you can always hang out at one area or another along your vertebrae where you feel like you want to massage a little bit. Tap your hips on the ground. And we're back at the restorative posture. So knees touching again, feet flat. That's a great place to rest. And to take a few deep abdominal breaths. Pressing the feet down and breathing in. And then breathing out. Okay, and there's one more fabulous posture that's similar to the restorative posture, but it's a little more challenging until you get used to it. But it really helps accumulate the energy in the abdomen. And when I go over the breath retention method later on, this is a posture that is really helpful to do with that exercise in. So with this one, your feet come together, soles of the feet, and you try to draw your heels as close to your body as you can, and then palms on your abdomen. And again, you can kind of shake it out and settle into a comfortable posture. So this one I always imagine in my mind, it's like there's a lake in my belly. And this position just contains the energy, and you're breathing down into the abdomen. So the hands on the belly. So with this one too, you can do that similar practice where you're pressing the feet together when you breathe in. And then as you relax the feet, you breathe out. So again, the feet press together, and you inhale. And then breathe out. And relax your feet. And now we're going to go over that breath retention method. So now what we do is we push the feet together and we breathe in. And your belly fills up like a balloon. And you're going to breathe out, but you're not going to let your belly sink. So you exhale. And it feels more like you're breathing out from the chest. So you're not breathing out completely. And your abdomen's going to sink a little bit, but for the most part it'll stay expanded. And then you breathe into the belly again. And breathe out. Just keeping the belly full. And you can also keep your feet pressing together the whole time. So keep repeating that. Feel the belly breath. And the trick is to keep your shoulders and chest relaxed. So again, breathing to the belly. Holding the energy in the belly, but breathing out. And just imagine your belly's like a balloon and it's inflated, and you just keep expanding it, inflating it, expanding it more and more. Keep visualizing that sphere of light growing more and more in your abdomen. And you can practice breathing in different rhythms with this too, so you can try breathing more quickly. And then every once in a while, just take that long exhale and relax completely. And take a couple of natural breaths in and out. Okay, so that was the breath retention method. Really helps store and accumulate the capacity, or accumulate energy and expand the capacity of your belly breathing.